Hi everyone and welcome. I'm doing a second 4-job Fiesta run this year in 2020, so I thought I would show you what I get with a popular run. I've recently just completed a Chaos Berserker Risk run, so I thought I would do something a little bit different for this run and do the popular jobs. So I lucked out with Gilgabot, and I got Blue Mage as my first job. Blue Mage is, without a doubt, the most powerful class in the game. They can learn many useful enemy skill abilities. If you're familiar with enemy skill in Final Fantasy VII, Blue Mage kind of works the same way. You have to get hit by enemy abilities to learn new spells, and some of those spells are devastatingly effective against bosses, particularly a combination of Dark Spark and level 5 Death. So I'll be making good use of that for this playthrough. But for now, we're just doing the intro. We get to see Lena and her father, King Tycoon. There's something going on with the Wind Shrine, and Lena's father, King Tycoon, has to go out on this Windrake to go and see what's up. There's a crystal at the Wind Shrine, which basically controls the flow of the wind for the entire world, and if that gets disrupted, the world is in deep trouble, as we will find out later. If you're not familiar with the story of Final Fantasy V, you may want to watch other videos for an introduction. This is really more about the Fiesta itself. I would not suggest doing the Fiesta, to start out Final Fantasy V. It really requires some degree of familiarity. I've done Fiestas many times over the years. Ever since, 2014, I've been doing the 4-job Fiesta. And some runs have been harder than others, particularly the Berserker Risk runs, but this has been alright so far. You really can't ask for a better start than Blue Mage. These are all characters we'll get to know over the course of the story. The story of Final Fantasy V is really lighthearted compared to the other Final Fantasy games. It's more cartoonish. I mean, it is and it isn't. It's not meant to be totally serious, but there are serious moments. I know, I sound like a contradiction when I say that. So King Tycoon arrives at the crystal. He finds something's terribly wrong with it, and it shatters right in front of him. And that's basically how this begins. And in the forest, we see a young man with a chocobo, just having a nice campfire. I've always wanted to go camping. It seems like a lot of fun. Suddenly we get an earthquake, and a huge-ass meteor falls from the sky. Like, holy crap, dude. So right off the bat, today is not an ordinary day. So we'll get on our chocobo, put out the fire like a responsible person, and head on our way. So that meteorite left quite a mark there. So one thing I'm going to do right off the bat is I'm going to turn auto dash on. It's not on by default. And, well, you can change the window color. Because I like green so much, I think I'm gonna make it more green. Eh. Maybe a little darker. That's a good shade of green. We don't have a name yet, but we will be able to name our character. Alright, so here we go. Battle number 1. 2 goblins. Goblins are nothing. Nothing to worry about. So, we ask if the girl's alright. She's okay. And her name is Lena. So canonically, this guy's name is Bartz in the GBA version. In the SNES version, at least the fan translation, it's more like Butts, which sounds really silly. I'm gonna name him Steve for this playthrough. So we'll change our case. Go lowercase. Oops. Hold on. I think I messed that up. Oh, I hit select. I shouldn't have done that. Alright, so you are Steve. And done. We're done. Call me Steve. I ran a poll a few months ago asking everyone what the best gag name was, and everyone said it was Steve. By a landslide. It's funny because I know a Steve, but I would never dream of making fun of him that way. But we find the pink-haired woman is not the only one here. If you go over here, you see there's an old homeless man. Oh, just a regular old man, I guess. And he has amnesia, you know, the oldest JRPG trope ever. But his name is Galuf. He seems to have arrived here with the meteor, which is really odd. And coincidentally, both the old man and the pink-haired lady want to go to the Wind Shrine. We decide not to go, so our adventure ends here. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. Nah, just kidding. We couldn't let things end that easily. So they thank us, and they say their goodbyes, and we move on with our lives. That's it. Just like that. Come on, Bogo, let's go. So the thing about, freelancers is what you start as. You can only attack, you don't have any abilities. You can equip pretty much everything, but, you don't get any stat gains, you don't get any moves or magic spells or anything like that. So you have to go get jobs from the crystals. And we will get jobs. But for now, we are unemployed. We're an unemployed vagabond with our chocobo. And the other two are unemployed too. Even though one of them is a princess. Alright, so let's get these scrub goblins out of here. Gain a level. We got some more. You really shouldn't be dying to anything this early on in the game, but at the same time, I don't see why you want to hang around here so much. Oh. So it seems like we survived the goblin ambush. Whatever those earthquakes were. But unfortunately, the way is blocked, so we can't get to the wind shrine so easily. I also wanted to note that I am playing the GBA version, but I am using a sound mod. If you listen to the, you know, the audio quality of the original GBA sound, it looks... I mean, it sounds pretty terrible. So if you have a way to, you know, alter it so that you can listen to it with SNES sound quality, I highly recommend that. I think some people say there are issues with slowdown, but I personally haven't experienced that. And I think there are patches for it anyway, so make that what you will. Alright, so let's take a look at what everyone has. So, for equipment, we have a sword, a broadsword and leather armor. Lena has a knife, and Galuf doesn't have anything. You can fight barehanded, but you won't do very much damage with it unless you're a monk. Monks do pretty good barehanded damage, but anyone else, I don't think I'd recommend that. So we got some bats here. Pretty basic enemies. Oh, Galuf got a critical hit there. Yeah, they're no big deal. This is a healing spring. In case you need it, but I really don't think anything should be able to kill you here. Got some levels there. Yeah, for a little while we're gonna end up just attacking. Because we don't really have any other option right now. That'll start changing once we get access to actual Blue Mage spells. Alright, Steve gained a level. That's very good. Lena's getting a little low, but I'm not all that worried about her. So here we see a pirate looking around to see if anyone's looking. Hits a switch, opens a door. You get a leather cap. Pretty basic equipment. I'll give it to Steve because, you know, Steve is the protagonist. I always give the protagonist the best gear whenever I play a JRPG. It just feels appropriate. There we go. More levels. You really shouldn't have to grind too much in this game. It really kind of depends, but you know, like on what you end up with and what your strategy is gonna be for the end game. With some classes you will have to grind for, you know, levels or money, but other things you won't have to do so much. You can really beat this game at like level 35 or probably even lower. Depending on, you know, your setup. There we go. Let's head on in. So we appear to have discovered some kind of pirate hideout. And Lena, out of the blue, asks us, you know, whether they can give us a ride. That's a bad idea, so Gal suggests to steal their ship. Because he is crazy, man. But we'll do it. We will do it. Gotta get this adventure rolling somehow. But unfortunately, Steve does not know how to use a pirate ship. So we get stopped right then and there. So Lena appears to parley with the pirates. She reveals she's the princess. And pleased with the captain to take her to the Wind Shrine. So Captain Ferris recognizes the pendant and throws us all into the brig. Well, too bad for us. Galf, I think you're the one who decided to steal the pirate ship. Yeah, not a big deal that you're a princess of an entire nation. Well, I guess we're stuck here. Ferris, coincidentally, has a matching pendant, and she doesn't know why. Having a change of heart, she decides to untie our heroes. And we do a few flexes. The pirates are slow to understand her commands. But, they do their best, I guess. That's right, a ship cannot move without wind, usually. But it just so happens that Ferris has a sea dragon. How convenient. And with the matter of transportation settled, our heroes go off to adventure. So you'll do that. So... Pirate comes up. Can I go to the wind shrine for you? No. I'm perfectly fine going there myself. Besides, I want to get some equipment for my crew. So what does Ferris have? Ferris already has a dagger and a leather shield. I'm probably gonna want to get shields for everybody. I gotta overwrite something. I'll overwrite this one. That's good. So let's go into town here. This is Tool. Pirates go off to drink. And Ferris goes with them. So let's check out the inn here. Inns are places where you can not only rest, but you can get potions and stuff. We are going to want a few potions here. I want to kind of check the barrels, too, for any hidden treasure. Like money. There's a house here on the bottom left. This is the Beginner's Club. You talk to the lady, and you say that you're new to adventuring, even though I'm not. She lets you in, and you can get some free stuff, like a potion, a phoenix down, a tent, some ether, 100 gil. You know, all these freebies. It's like an adventure starter kit. There's a goblin, we can beat it up. We get some leather shoes. Not terribly useful, but it's something. So let's check around town, let's see. Come here, you. So I'm gonna buy a broadsword for Galuf here. See ya. Let's put that on him. Attack goes from 3 to 15, not bad. So I'm gonna buy a few leather shields for everybody. There's 3 of them. The other stuff I'm not too worried about. I mean, this is still pretty early on in the game. But shields do give you some evasion, which is nice to have. Let's see, was there anything else to look at here? There's magic here, but since we're starting with Blue Mage, we won't be getting magic by traditional means. We'll be getting it through monsters. So, I wouldn't worry about it. Not with this party. If you go here, you can get a lap dance. Gee, I wonder why this game never came out to America on the SNES. You think that was why? I don't know. But not only that, there's a piano here that you can play. Oof. Steve is pretty bad at playing the piano, but there are pianos in every town. You're going to want to play every single one of them. Particularly if you get Bard, which I got last time. Bard is a class that doesn't seem powerful, but it can end up being pretty powerful late in the game. Especially with some of the endgame songs like Hero's Rhyme is particularly good. There's a tent. There's a potion. I thought there was more money here, but I guess not. No, we're not leaving without you, Ferris. We're good here. So I'm gonna save. And yeah, I think that should be more than enough potions. Let's get going. Not getting attacked yet. That's interesting. If you ever did need money this early in the game, you could, you know, fight monsters in these forests. They drop a decent amount of gil, from what I recall. These nutkins are pretty basic enemies. And not only that, well, the Chancellor's here. This is the Chancellor of Tycoon. Now that the wind has stopped, the shrine has been invaded by monsters. So all the scholars here are in a panic. There's a pot at the bottom of the screen. You can use this to heal pretty much everything, you know, in case you get into trouble, but I don't think I will, so I think I'll be alright here. Yeah, White Serpent's not even a threat. I think in the SNES version they're called White Snakes, which makes me think of the band White Snake. I wonder if they changed it in this version to avoid legal problems. Anytime you see a glowing circle like that, that's a save point. You can use tents there just like any other Final Fantasy game. I most likely won't get all the treasure here, because I think it's better to just get through it. We tried and tangle, it didn't work. Alright, good. Preemptive strike. Alright, getting lucky here. Yeah, none of these enemies are really a threat. Oh, and they dropped an elixir. Very nice. That room has nothing in it. This has a broadsword. So in case you want to take one of the knife-wielding users and make them a broadsword user, there you go. So here's our first boss. It's a tutorial boss. The Wing Raptor. Basically a beatdown fight. Beat him up before he can beat you up. There is a point in the fight where he guards, but all you have to do really is stop attacking at a certain point. Or he could just die. That works too. So here we have the Wind Crystal. We discover, like King Tycoon, that it's broken. And the other crystals from around the world are kind of lending us their power, their essence. But we won't actually get to them for a bit. Hope the essence of Earth. So each party member represents a different element, but that doesn't really mean anything gameplay-wise, it's just a story thing. So we are deemed the Warriors of Light, a common theme in the early Final Fantasy games. He says an evil presence is awakening. Whatever could he mean? So with these crystal shards, we will get our first jobs in the game. Knight, Monk, Blue Mage, Thief, Black Mage, and White Mage. Most of those I would say are pretty good. The ones I would say are not so good are Thief and Monk. Not really a big fan of either one of those. But we did get Blue Mage, so that's what we're gonna roll with. So now that we've done that, I'm gonna change everyone over to Blue Mage. As you can see, we're kind of limited on equipment, but we can equip knives, broadswords, or knight swords, whatever you want to call them, rods, and shields. Early on, we might be reliant on rods to defeat certain bosses, like, for instance, there's an upcoming boss called Garula, which is guarding the water crystal, and we may have to use rods against him. But we can keep our broadswords, which is nice. We can still use shields. So that'll offer us some measure of defense here. You'll notice up above where it says command, there's an exclamation point next to blue. So as you gain job levels, which are separate from your actual levels, you'll get to learn abilities that you can pass on to other classes and kind of mix and match them. It's really neat. You know, if you played other games like Bravely Default, for instance, it kind of works the same way. In a way, you could say Final Fantasy V is Bravely Default's great-great-granddaddy. No, I don't need an explanation. We're good. Okay, well, that's all the time I have for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me on this inaugural episode? The first episode of Final Fantasy V for Jot Fiesta. Take care, and much love to you all. Have a great night. See you around.